Hey dudes, welcome back to another episode of our Rhomas Men's Team podcast. You are about to listen to one of our prior team meetings. If you ever want to join one of our live sessions that we have every Monday and Friday, head over to rhomas.com. That's RHOMAS.com and put your email in and we will send you a live link every time we record. We generally record on Mondays and Fridays. So if you ever want to be on the actual podcast, like we bring men up all the time to talk about their goals, talk about their obstacles, etc., head over to rhomas.com. And then also, if you want to help support the channel grow and also have access to exclusive content, book reviews, extra whiteboard sessions, etc., and some coaching sessions, head over to patreon.com and support us. We would love it. But if not, no biggie. We'll see you on the live sessions. Later, dudes. Enjoy this podcast.
Yes, sir, dude. We are here. What's up, bro?
What's up, dude?
Chilling, man. We were chatting briefly before we got started. I had to tell you, man. I think this is exactly why I called you yesterday. I do my daily thing where I journal. I meditate every morning. Meditate first thing, then I journal about like anything, whatever's kind of floating around the old noggin, and then I say exactly what I want to do that week. And also I have a thing, like I copy and paste from Monday of I say exactly what I want to do that day. And then I also copy and paste that thing, like what I want to get done that week. Mm-hmm. So the way I was operating before, and you're going to laugh because it's like when you reinvent the wheel. So I was just doing like a to-do list and I check it off. Sometimes I wouldn't get to things, whatever. Dude, I swear to God, this on Monday, I started doing a thing where it was like, while I'm writing out my to-do list, I say, all right, what time's my babysitter leave? 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Okay. I now have 6 hours. And then next to my to-do list are corresponding times starting, dude. Oh my God, dude. You feel like you're flying when you're actually like and again, this is just a schedule. People know this, but like for me, I would always go on a Google Calendar and it's too clunky. I'm doing that and it's like these bubbles and it's just too much. Word doc. Here's my to-do list. Here's my start time that I'm writing the to-do list. What's my end time today? Write that. And then I just divvy up that little, whatever that sliver of time is, time blocks. Like some of them are half-hour time blocks. Some for my main stuff are like 2-hour time blocks. And then I make sure to try to get the gym time blocked in there as well. Mm. Unbelievable, bro. Game-changing technology, this thing called a schedule.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, I mean, to add to it, I think one day we will all be at a point. So I was at this point. I used to have an assistant. My partner and I used to split. Her name was Jill. She was amazing, and then she retired. And I'm not saying this to sound like an egotistical jerk. That's not the point. The point is the psychology behind it. So I told her what my highest paid activities were, and saying like, okay, my business coach was telling me you should only focus on your unique ability, and usually that is your highest paid activity. So I said, Jill, okay, like here's the amount of time that I want to be in the office. You field phone calls for me and only put on my schedule what falls in my highest paid activity. And I said, I just want to be able to walk in and look at my schedule that day, like a half hour before. So not the day before, and then I want to be able to look at it that day and then code the meetings so that they're first appointment, second appointment, blah, 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 like so they're coded. And I thought originally, I took my business coach's advice. I thought originally I was going to hate it because I felt it was going to be too robotic. Dude, it was one of the most freeing things ever.
Yeah, it is. And you feel better. Like, I feel great. I feel like energized weirdly because I'm like, you have this kind of clock ticking on yourself rather than being like, I'll just do that tomorrow. And sometimes, sometimes things pop up and my schedule gets a little scrambled, a little bit, but it's like, dude, I've been getting so much done, and all of that anxiety I'd have of like, I'd be doing too much stuff for no, and I'm ignoring stand-up, and I'd be doing too much this, and I'm not writing. My day's blocked out, and it's all divided between the 3 things that I know I need to do every single day.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The hardest part is selecting what 3 things to do.
Yes.
Or the 4th, whatever it is, whatever the number is. And that's what I'm saying. If anybody's in the position to outsource that decision, so you don't get stuck in this paralysis of like, oh, should I do these 3 things or these 3 things? If you're at a point where you can outsource that decision, and surprisingly, it actually wouldn't cost that much. Like you could literally get a virtual assistant if you wanted to from the
they're pretty cheap. I used to have one. It's like it's relatively cheap, and again, it's like it's as simple as like sitting down to meditate to calm the mind before you launch yourself into action. Then you kind of tell yourself when you're from like a calm state, here's what I'd like to get done today. And then, you have that whole, I'm slowly increasing my meditation time. I did from 20 minutes. Now I do 25 minutes. I'm trying to get it up where I'm doing like 30 to 40 every morning. But
hell yeah,
it's yeah. So it's like, even if there's no excuse, even if you're like, well, I can't afford that. Even if it is, say it's like $20 a month. Oh, I can't afford that. Totally fine. Just make a to-do list. What time are you starting? What time are you done? And then just divvy up that time and stick. And then it becomes a decision then. Because then, dude, so many times yesterday, I'd be like, oh, like, we released the Matt and Shane's podcast. I'm like, oh, I want to go check. Like, I have this weird things I like to check where, like, let me watch the intro. Let me read the all that stuff. Let me read the comments, all this stuff. I just looked and I go, that's not part of this time block. And the thought came up multiple times, like, oh, because I'm on my computer. It's like, let's look at it real quick. And it's like, no. And it was a very fun game for me to play with myself, where you start to work on your willpower, because it's like, if you don't have that structure of time, it's hard to kind of engage your willpower, because it's just free floating around, and it's like, well, who cares? And it was like, this is going to sound kind of lame, but it's like, my favorite thing right now is playing willpower games with myself. And like, dude, without even trying to, I've just lost like 5 or 6 pounds.
Hell yeah.
And it's like, I was trying to so hard, and now it's like, and this is going to sound weird, but when it comes to battles of the will with willpower, when you're using willpower, using it in its softest, gentlest form is the most effective. You know what I mean? Like, say
What's an example?
Say you want to watch porn, right? You want to watch porn. You tell yourself, hey, I'm trying not to do this. Or, say you want to eat a sugary snack. Same thing. A lot of times you see it, you're like, oh, fuck, dude, I fucking just want a brownie. Fuck, that thing looks so good. And you're like, no, I can't. I'm not going to do it. Versus just being like, calmly just being like, nope, not going to do that. And then you just kind of move on. It's very weird until you start to do it. And you notice, like, get out of bed. It's just like, just get out of bed. Real calm. And it's like easier to do the thing. It's very bizarre. I can't. And I came to this conclusion independently, and I was reading a book and it mentioned the same exact thing. And I just said, like, what the fuck?
Interesting. I am, subtle. For some reason, like, the first thing that pops in my mind is like, that's how Mary McCusker would do it. I don't know why. I have no idea why I'm thinking that. But I just feel like your mom is like very gentle in that regard, at least from my experience with her.
She has 2 poles. Yes, gentle, and she can spaz. But yeah, she is a pretty she's a pretty gentle lady. But dude, I'm telling you, and it's very weird, and it sounds kind of like, what are you talking about? But when you keep on the meditation practice, when you carry the meditation practice all the way into all of your daily decisions as much as you possibly can, it's crazy, man, in terms of like how it affects diet, how it affects this. And then it becomes kind of like a fun game that, like, dude, before it was miserable. Like, oh man, I just want to eat this and that. Now it's kind of like, not eating this is part of my meditation practice. And if I go back on this, I'm violating one of my core principles, which is like, deepening that practice and kind of using it toward a constructive purpose. Pretty cool.
I tried to do research on this a while ago, and I didn't really go very deep into it, but I eventually landed on some sort of study that talked about, and I'm going to terribly butcher this, but essentially there's the grinding it out. Like, I wanted to know what hormones were used when you have the mental model of, like, I'm trying to grind it out, like you're trying to force it, and it's using some sort of aggression. And I don't exactly know what hormones would be utilized when you enter through that pathway. I'm assuming some sort of adrenaline, and then something else.
Cortisol.
Yeah, but then there's another side where you make it a fun game and you're giving just as much output, but it's more on the positive side. And I wish I remember. They did like a study with some sort of like soccer players, and they actually tested their hormones. Which is pretty fascinating. I forget what it is, but it reminds me of what you're talking about. Like, you can accomplish the same objective either with honey or vinegar, sort of a thing.
No, that makes perfect sense, man. And I've been a heavy vinegar head for a while, and I will say, and I've been trying to find stuff to motivate myself. I did like the calendar with all the stickers and shit. I just lose interest. I'm like, I don't care. But I will say, approaching things from more of like a meditative kind of spiritual practice. When I say spiritual, I just mean like the inherently character building, like the immaterial character building thing that's inherent in all situations. Dude, it's been just carrying me through all this stuff that I usually would be like, I just get sick of it and like next. So, do what you will with that. But that's been a welcome development in my life. And dude, it was funny to step on the scale and be like, what the fuck? I'm like 176. I started creeping back up there again to like mid 180s, and it was just like, down 7 pounds without even realizing it.
Yeah, I need to get back on it as well. Like the business schedule is thrown. I'm definitely almost in need of rebalancing. Like I knew that it was going to throw me off, but I've been thrown off for like going on like 5-6 weeks now. So I need to get some of that Zen mindset back in my life and get back to essential habits, because I've been way off.
No, dude, you know, like you said, you kind of got to enter into those little periods of off and on. Dude, I'm right now, Jordan's, you reading what Jordan's putting in here?
No, I can't really see it.
So I'll read it. He said, you guys check out my Discord post about choosing an action item, or a team question we could ask on Monday and report our answer in the Discord channel for it. I think it's a fantastic idea. So
I'm sorry. Would you mind repeating that? My chat's coming up a little weird. I can't necessarily.
You're fine. Right. So Jordan said, you guys check out my Discord post about choosing an action item or a team question we could ask on Monday and report our answer into a Discord channel for it. So an example would be like, where do you want to be in 5 years, or what are your goals? Like Matt asked in the cast before, as a written prompt, or with the 8 questions I just listed the morning, man in the mirror conversation with yourself. Okay, so he was saying, like, you know, even having like on Monday, like, what happened yesterday, doing this daily, what happened yesterday, what did I learn yesterday, what was the day's greatest failure, what was the day's biggest win, what do you have planned today, how do I grow today, blah, blah, blah. That's, you know, I think it's great, man. I think it's an idea. I like that idea, however you kind of slice it.
Dude, Jordan, I don't know why the first image that comes to my head whenever I think of Jordan is like, one time he did a meeting with us and there was cows in the background or something, or a picture of him and the cows. But he's like this incredibly insightful dude. He's like this, you know, bearded Socrates cloaked in like this white gown herding cattle. And he just goes off on these like very elegant, you know, rants that are amazing. So Jordan, I appreciate your value as always. And I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, man. It's funny too, because it was kind of exactly what it was sort of what I was thinking today, of like, I just really want to check in with people and just ask them, you know, that's the exact question of like, you know, what are you up to? What have you made progress in this week? Simple as that, you know, just start hot seating motherfuckers right now.
Yeah. And I want to throw it out to the group. I'm in the process of trying to find a few perfect scents for like cologne. If anybody has any good suggestions, I've been deep into the research, because I'm now trying to understand that element, because scent is very fascinating in the human mind. So anyway, if anybody has some good suggestions, let me know.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I
just cologne?
No, I don't like the smell of it, to be honest.
Dude, Santal 33, you would like. It smells like a cigar box. It's like,
really? That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
I just, for some reason, I always put too much on, then all day I'm almost like dude, I stink. I smell like a thing. I don't like it.
I smell like a thing. Yeah, I feel like cologne is now being put into a category of like old gentleman's club, and I like that.
That's kind of
I've been wearing vests and ties and everything. It's just kind of like walking around with my hands behind my back, like just very slowly. I feel like I'm in the old gentleman's club, and I really like it.
I mean, dude, I think it's nice. Every time I encounter cologne, someone's wearing entirely too much of it, and I'm just like, I didn't sign up to smell this, dude. But no, I mean, dude, getting your scent, just, again, anything that has to do with consciously structuring things to the point where, like, I'm going to give off a scent, it's just cool. I like it.
Oh, yeah. Gunther says, yeah, I'll take you smell good over, your arms are nice any day of the week. Yeah, I mean, when you get it, dude, I can tell you, if somebody can test this. So I've been wearing vests and ties for the last 3 weeks straight. Mm-hmm. Every single day, 100% of the time, somebody comes up to me, you know, man or woman, just says like, hey, like, that looks amazing, or you know, thank you for doing that, because nobody's dressing up anymore. So just as a quick test. Jordan, what's up, brother?
What's up, bro?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. So Jordan, we figured you'd be the best first guest, since you're, you know, kind of raising your hand.
Hell yeah, man.
What do you feel like you've made progress in this week? And, you know, just to use your model, what was the biggest failure? What was the biggest win? Just go off, bro.
One of the things, I got that idea from a group that I joined on Facebook. It's like a fitness brotherhood group, and they have like a member section, and they ask like a weekly question. Last week's question was, who are you? And I started noticing people's answers, like people would get like kind of pissed at themselves. They're like, I'll be damned if I know who I am. And the leader of the group would be like, you need to dig deeper. And then you would hear other people responding with like, I'm a father, I'm this, I'm a weightlifter, I like to work out. It was just all different answers across the board. And I thought it was really cool how people are like actually put some insight into it, like gave a little thought. And I just thought that would be cool for us. Like if we put something together, you know, for the week, if you ask someone like you said, what did I make progress in? I started trying to track my calories again. Even though I started, you know, I get like a little rocky through the evenings. I can track them good through the morning, and then I hit that little, you know, pitfall at like 5 p.m. So I try not to overeat in the evenings now, and trying to get back in the gym and get, you know, my head back on my shoulders a little better. But overall, like I said, I thought it'd be cool with that one. It's like a written prompt. The one they gave us yesterday in the meeting was those 8 questions. He's like, put that sticky note on your mirror, and every morning look in the mirror and have that conversation with yourself. Like, what did I learn today? Or, you know, what did I start with yesterday? What did you do yesterday? What did you learn? And so forth and so on. And by the end of it, he's like, you will be prepared to take the day on. And it's one of those, you know, you hear people talk about it all the time with the motivational stuff, however you want to cut the cake. But I don't know. I think it's a pretty cool idea.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. No, I like that. And also, too, I would say it's just the fact that you're engaged in like in that group and doing all this stuff just shows you're making progress in that, just your, you know, the continuous development. And again, all this, people get negative on this kind of stuff. And I do think it's very odd. And I think it's like, if you're not, you know, and you can, like you were saying, you can do it however you want. That might not be the way someone wants to do it. That might work for you. But what happens is you get people who are engaged in this kind of just like drift where they're just not really thinking about their life consciously at all. And when you start to do it, like it gets unnerving. When, you know, when you're saying, when these guys are asking these questions, like, who are you? It's not the most fun thing to think about, especially if you realize, like, damn, I haven't thought about this maybe either ever or like in years. So it's like, dude, I applaud you for kind of, again, taking a more conscious approach to living, because I genuinely feel like more people need to do that. And, you know, I have to keep on myself all the time about it. But, yeah, like the pushback sometimes that can come from this, typically I only ever see it come from people who don't like to think about this stuff at all. So I would say, you know, definitely stay on the top of that. And I challenge myself all the time to, like, make this a more apparent part of my life, you know, in all aspects, because it is a good thing. It's a good thing, like you were saying, to, like, you know, structure your day, and to constantly be asking yourself these questions, and to be measuring. God bless you, and to be measuring your life, like you were saying. What did I accomplish today? What did I do? What was my biggest failure? Like, dude, even if you only do the mirror thing 3 days, say you just, like, you know, you forget to do it, just doing that 3 days a week and continuously trying to build some form of habit around structuring your day. I swear to God, dude, I can't talk about it enough. It's the best thing in the world.
Well, and Jordan, if you don't mind me asking, what's one of the biggest wins you've had recently?
Well, last week we had consultants in town for work that were there, kind of, they're looking at improvements they can make for production and whatnot. And it was supposed to be my vacation week. Something told me, as shorthanded as we've been, I wasn't going to be able to get my full vacation anyway, so I didn't take it. And that week that we had everyone in town was like a 60-hour work week for me. You know, I had to be there the entire time in case those people came to talk to me. And about halfway through the week, we ended up getting a profit share bonus that was unexpected. So I was like, I would have had to go get this off my boss's desk if I was on vacation, and, you know, come back crawling and begging. And so that was a plus. But at the end of the week, when we had the consultation, like, well, you know, they have a presentation on what they've done through all their consultation, the tests they've run and stuff. And I was super nervous to the point, like, I sat there and I've never actually had my knees shaking in a meeting. And Al actually got a pretty good review. Instead of me getting thrown under the coals like I thought I would, the first thing out of the guy's mouth was, now Jordan's only one person running this entire operation, so there's no way he can do it all himself. He has to sleep at some point. And, like, I am on call 7 days a week throughout the night and stuff, but it's like on an on-call basis too. It's not as, you know, it's unlikely that I'll have to go in, but I'm in charge if I do, type of thing. And he's like, and that's not He's like, any other operation I go to, I don't see one kiln operator, one boiler operator. He's like, they have 4 shifts with multiple guys. He's like, this guy's got it all on his plate, and if you ask me, he's doing a pretty good job. I was like, holy shit, that hit me in the chest.
That's pretty cool, man.
That's a humongous win, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, how did that feel? I like, how did that feel? I imagine you probably have gone on for an extended period of time without being validated in your work effort, and now some other people coming in who know the landscape outside of your area, like outside of your company. How did that feel?
It was pretty heartwarming because there was definitely ups and downs. He showed me areas I could improve to, so I had to take the criticism with what it was. But you're right. I've talked about that before, I think, with you guys, that because my job is flexible and my hours are kind of weird, I go and come. So the people that work there full-time only during production hours kind of have, like, they may not. I mean, it could be all in my head, but I feel like they have, like, a skewed view of what I do. So I've always gotten on the other side of that in my head, like, oh, these guys don't see what I do. They don't know shit. And then in that meeting, I kind of wanted to like turn around and smile at everyone like, see, this is a lot of shit to deal with.
Fuck yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, congrats, brother. You deserve it, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and thanks for reminding me to kick this stuff off, dude. I appreciate that. So we're going to put everyone in the hot seat today.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. I don't want to take up too much time.
Dude,
awesome. Great seeing you, brother.
You're the best, man. Fucking love Jordan, man. God damn it.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's the best, dude.
What's up, babe?
All right, let's.
My drink? Oh, thank you. My girlfriend just made me a drink.
Ooh.
Ooh. It's a green protein drink, bro.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
Nice little surprise, dude. Surprises are the best.
That's nothing better.
I used to be a little heat miser, be like, I don't like surprises. Surprises are the best.
They are nice. I'm waiting. I tossed it out. Tossed another out. We'll see where the bro is. I don't know if he's here.
While we're waiting, what's one of the biggest wins you've had recently, dude? I feel like we talk about failures often, which is good to keep us to the grindstone.
Yeah.
But what's one of the biggest wins that you've had?
Dude, I feel like currently the biggest wins I've had, I'm trying to think of something that like stands out, because I've been more of I've been really just kind of pumped on the side effect of all of the meditation stuff I've been doing, all of the research I've been doing. Well, one of the biggest wins I had recently was dropping the Psychnol. Easily. The Psychnol meditation one, that was the one I was like, that was awesome, because I like, when you're doing a thing, I don't know if you get this, but like, I'll be doing a thing and I in the past would just rush things out. Like, I would know there was something I could tweak. There's a difference between like, let's just get this done, but I'd be like, that would make it better, or I'd like, or I already wrote that part, so let me just keep that in there. On the meditation one, I had it like quote unquote done, and I watched it and I went, like, even had it like translated the video, and I watched it and I went, and I went back and re-recorded. Like, whenever I do a thing, I go, I'm done with the voice recording, yes, and I have a hard time reordering, like going back to do a task I thought I'm done with, which is like a minor personal thing, but I was able to just kind of like feel the feelings of being like, I really, really fucking don't want to do that, and be like, okay, so anyway, right back into it. So that was kind of a big win. The fact that it came out the way it did was a direct product of like not giving into my kind of like stuff that's like not really helping me, if that makes sense. So that, I think the thing reflected that, because it was very thorough. It was actually organized. I was happy about that.
Hell yeah.
Here we go. I'm gonna toss Ray in, but I feel like, again, the biggest win for me is, it's not like a single event. It's just the fact that I've been able to kind of really cultivate a mindful state and carry it through the day. And it's like, I've been losing weight. Like, there's not really any arguments in the house going on. So that's kind of like a looser win, but I'm into it.
Awesome. Ray's at the tent. Ray, dude, I miss you, buddy.
Yeah, Wes. You're not gonna recognize me, man. I'm like I'm huge.
You're huge.
Yeah, no, just like I'm no longer a part-time vegan. Okay. He is reminding me that there's no calls allowed in the tennis club, but
oh, shoot. Okay.
No, hold on.
You want me to let you go?
It's too important. Not yet. Wins. Sold some more art to my big time clients.
Nice.
And big emotional win was having a event. Like, because of the lockdown, I've had like the same art on the walls for like 6 months in my gallery. I've just been focusing on like targeting clients with like art that isn't in my gallery, but just kind of like sourcing stuff they want in like an art consultant kind of capacity. And so I just pulled the trigger and I said, before we get locked down again, we're having a closing party for the gallery. So I just put out an invite, and you know, and I was worried like, oh, nobody's gonna come, kind of high school.
I'm not popular.
High school party kind of thing. Yeah. But it was great. Like, sold a piece of art, got another one on hold. And about 20 people showed up, and it was real nice. And,
no way. Awesome, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it was just like, it was just a kind of like get out of my head kind of win. Like, don't be emotionally invested in the outcome.
Yep.
You know?
Fantastic.
And I guess, Wes, you probably feel the same way with your the date of your kind of presentations approaches, and then Matt, again, as the date of like when you promise to have a video out, right? You're like, it's gonna suck, nobody's gonna watch, nobody's gonna show up.
Oh yeah.
All the time for me. All the time. Literally every single day, every single meeting, I go, like literally, I go back to the West that like first day of braces had pimples all over my face, like, you know, for literally every single meeting. Man.
I know, how come it's just sociopaths who are like, this is going to be amazing. You know? Like,
yeah, it's true.
Well, dude, Ray, you've come such a long way because we kind of watched the evolution of you with your art business. And you're crushing it, man. You know, it's like keep on taking those incremental steps. Have you used some of the sales tactics that we've talked about?
Absolutely. And I was meeting with someone today about starting a new product line, which is like when people are selling their house, like getting in there through the real estate agent to see if they want to if they're downsizing, see if they want to sell anything, and then also being able to work with those real estate agents when someone buys a big house with empty walls, right? And so we're going to approach a real estate agent, and I was using the social proof, right? Like, I'm getting a friend of theirs to vouch for me. The emergency, like, before I go to this other real estate agent, I wanted to ask you first, you know, and then, so
hell yeah.
Just using those sales.
That's a sick move, man. I like that.
Congratulations, brother. And
I've also been doing the scorecard.
Hell yeah.
It's hard to get the dogs to show up without Wes's like fiery motivational rhetoric. But so it's just me on my own. Sometimes it's just me and one dog. But this week it was just me. Once it was just me and John Walter, and he told me about an amazing win he had. And so I don't see him in the attendance today, but we're going to have to get him on Monday or something to talk about it. Just like a legendary win, like worthy of its own chapter in the Art of Seduction, like second edition.
Really? Okay. Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
Hell yeah. All right, brother.
All right.
Later
Cheers,
on.
buddy.
Yes, bye.
Nice, dude. Yeah, dude, I'm loving this. Let's get this bro on. And again, of course, if you can't, no problem. But yeah, dude, while we wait for the next person, and I kind of like this. I like kind of setting this up because it, like, you know, just keeps people conscious of, like, it's cool to watch stuff and be like, oh, this is kind of helping, but it's like there's a whole other step to, like, are you actively setting up your days? Are you, are you working? Do you have a thing in mind you're working towards? And like, dude, I can't.
Oh yes.
What's up, brother?
The Godfather.
What's up, dude?
What up?
What you got going on, bro? How was the week?
It's actually pretty good. I had a lot of stuff that I knew that I had to get done as far as like calling, getting some financial stuff taken care of, and then living situations kind of moved around. And with what I posted earlier this week in the group, that's actually been something I've been waiting to kind of get going. So I'm really like motivated right now to just get the ball rolling on all of this, because that's kind of how I set up my life in a way to facilitate everything around that.
That situation. Gotcha.
As far as like getting custody and being in the best school district in Ohio and having a job. Like the whole reason for me getting into the drones was so I could have a career outside of like environments that I hated, and that would actually make money.
Hell yeah! What, Kaizen? What area of Ohio?
The place that I'm looking at right now is Dublin, Ohio. It's like North Columbus.
So our other office is in Kent, Ohio. Where is that close to you? Oh, dude, next time I go out there.
Yeah, it's pretty close up. It's not like end to end. I think Cincinnati from Columbus is like not even 2 hours, and then Cleveland from Columbus is like about the same. So I mean, you can go across the whole state pretty easily.
Interesting. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see if someday we can coordinate that. I fly back there probably every few months to do class and so on. So that's awesome, dude. What are you most excited about right now? If you had to pick something.
So I've got a lot of stuff in the works right now. I'm probably halfway done with my private pilot. I'm leaving next week for Texas and Louisiana for a drone mission for a couple of days.
That's so awesome.
Fuck, that's fucking awesome. You're on a mission.
I just work. He has missions.
Fuck.
Damn it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We have a couple of new clients that we're supposed to be bringing on, and the last talk that I had, like we had a conference, we were talking about getting into renewable energy industries, so like wind turbines and things like that. That's like a huge market that's really untapped. So I'm looking to get us into that and doing some more autonomous inspections, which is like, that's super exciting. It will turn what is like somebody's job that's very dangerous, where they have to be up hundreds of feet in the air and it takes them hours to do, I can do in 20 minutes.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a client who does something similar, and he was talking about they do it for like gas pipelines or something like that. They fly them around to inspect whether or not there's any, I don't know, leaks or whatever there is. But yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. Awesome, man.
Dude.
I'm pumped for you, bud.
I'm stoked as fuck. Guys, do you have any words for the bros?
I think what Jordan was saying earlier about like having the goals and stuff like that, and then kind of tying into what you were talking about when you're like building that willpower muscle. I think that's something I specifically noticed this week, of like when you say you're going to do something and then you do it, that builds more momentum in that area. And there was like an old video I watched where they were saying that you're always either building momentum, or like if you give yourself excuses not to do something and you build momentum in that, and like, okay, I'll just do that tomorrow, and that gives you more excuses to not do something, versus if you say you're going to do it, to do it. That just like builds wins over and over and over. And I think like what you're talking about with the scheduling, I think that in combination of all of that is like the recipe for major success.
Hell yeah. Appreciate that.
And Kaizen, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Wes.
I got one question for you, bud, because it seems like you and I have a lot of overlap in people who we like to learn from, etc. I'm studying with from Alex Hermosi's stuff right now. Have you studied his stuff?
Was that the one that you had mentioned on like the call before? Or?
Yeah, exactly. My question to you is, who is like either a business philosopher or some other philosopher that you'd like to study from that maybe me and the dogs can get from? If you had to pick like one guy, would it be Jordan Peterson? Would it be a marketing guy? Like, what would it be for you?
I mean, the biggest ones that I think that I got the most from was Tony Robbins, specifically the book Awaken the Giant Within, and then I had the audio The Edge. I think those two, just if like you can go online right now and buy Awaken the Giant Within for like $2 used on Amazon for the book. And if I had to pick one thing, I think that would be the one that I would recommend that everybody should read. Yeah,
you're going old school on us. Matt and I listened to a lot of his stuff in college. Yeah, that's awesome. Great book. Well,
Oh,
dude, appreciate you as always, man. Thank you, brother. And it's awesome and exciting to see what you're on the horizon of, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Good seeing you, bro.
Later on. All right, so we're wrapping up. We got 10 minutes left. I got someone requested to come on. He's Mr. Troy Boy.
Oh, Troy.
Yeah. Dude, so I'm going to send there's a thing I came across while reading and studying, because I am like, again, I'm still all over this book. I fucking love it. I'm reading it and taking notes, and then I'm going to reread it and take like a second edition of notes. It's called The Glorious Presence. But dude, it's fantastic. But there's a 5-page thing in there I'm going to send to the Discord. So after this, I'm going to immediately send that. It might be some of the best stuff I've ever read in a while. But it's awesome. It's a little selection. It talks about character building and why it's important, and like how there is a thing despite whatever happened. The one part they're talking about is like when you're making a decision, whether or not it works out well for you is way less important than like the fact that you made it independently, and then you get the character building from making that decision by yourself and assessing what happened.
Don't even get me started on decision trees and probability matrices and stuff on decision making, dude.
Yeah, but Troy, what's up, brother?
Outside,
Not much.
with a shirt on. That's a next level thing, dude.
Yeah, bro. I have to use my phone. I had to eventually give my laptop back from my old job. They came asking for it.
Damn, what happened?
No, it's so. Are you talking about my current job, or so with my last job? It was the job when I worked at the one that I quit and everything, and I just held on to that laptop for as long as I could, just to see what would happen. And they just came asking for it eventually, and it makes sense. But but yeah, without getting into specifics, just because it's an ongoing thing at my job right now, and I'm on paid leave. Not all the other, but a few other supervisors are on leave. It's not like we did anything.
Just
we didn't. I'll say we didn't. We didn't. I'll straight up say we didn't. We just are. We're on leave for stuff that came out in an article about our workplace. So yeah, don't want to get into specifics, honestly, just because it's an ongoing thing. And,
yeah.
You posted about it a while ago. Is it the same issue? Yeah.
Yeah. It was rough for the first few weeks, just like not knowing what was going on, but feeling much better now that like so far removed. I'm getting my paychecks. I'm getting 40 hours a week, so can't really complain too much for not doing anything. It was just like it sucked not having a job to do. Like the routine I had set for the past summer just got wrecked. But right now I'm just chilling. I'll throw out a win. 1 second. Let me get into the backyard. I'm on a call. What's up? I'll talk later. Jesus Christ. But yeah, just been working on my garden stuff a lot. Let's see if I can. Couple sunflowers.
Damn, dude.
Tomatoes, my carrots. I pulled a bunch of them actually recently. Because it's about time. My dad was just asking me why I'm red. I took niacin just now. So if I do look really sunburned, that's actually why I'm like flushing out right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know the Paul Stamets microdosing method?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been on that for like past few weeks, and I'd say that's gotten me out of this depression from the work stuff entirely. So that's been a huge win, staying consistently with that. Like I've always dabbled with microdosing, but this is the first time it's been like consistently 4 days on, 3 days off. It's been great.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Garden. Yeah.
Nice, dude.
What is microdosing?
What?
For the nerd in the room, what is microdosing?
So it's taking like a sub-perceptible amount of psychedelic hallucinogen, just some kind of drug, mainly like psychedelic mushrooms or LSD. But you take such a small amount where it would basically be like, I describe as like the best cup of coffee. That like it's nothing like so insane that you're tripping out at all. You're not even high. You're just barely feeling it. It's like a little boost to everything. Things become a lot more your senses get boosted, definitely like visual acuity, empathy goes up, your ability to see longer term plants and everything definitely it's been feeling like it's been up there. So yeah. But
I think it's going to eventually, if not replace entirely, like heavily compete with the SSRI model in the next like 5 years.
SSRI?
Yeah, like the selective serotonin reuptake. It's like the Paxil and all, like the depression medicine. That the model of it's like, well, your brain is just kind of, not producing enough serotonin, which sometimes is the case. But with this, it's more of like this is going to kind of adjust your experience of the day rather than like, we just need to fix chemicals of your brain. It kind of just like opens you up and kind of slows your thinking down. And you're not, if you're the point where you feel like quote unquote high, it's too much. You want to take it almost to a sub threshold level to where like you barely notice it.
Interesting.
People have found it like really, really helpful. And the cool thing too, there's no withdrawal like, with SSRIs, which, millions of people are on. If you stop taking them, it's like a really nasty withdrawal. A lot of people gain weight from them. I've heard as well. So it's like, and a lot of people have sexual dysfunction. It's like all of the benefits, supposed benefits of antidepressants or anti-anxiety without any of the horrible toxic side effects.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty cool.
So it's kind of like taking one, like Brett Favre used to talk about taking one shot or something like that.
It's like taking
drunk, but it's
you're taking like say you're taking 3 grams of mushrooms for like an actual experience. You're taking 0.1 grams for that, maybe even less.
Yeah, I take consistently 0.1 grams, and it's to like understand that, like, I know, yeah, Wes, you don't understand like even what that would be, but it would be, I would say it's less intense for me than a cup of coffee.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, it's so minuscule. A lot of people in the tech world apparently use it to have like very creative thoughts of how to get their stuff done. Productivity definitely goes up. There's so many things to it. I don't really know too much about it. I know Matt just had a talk with some guys about that. I think he posted something about that, but I haven't seen that. I haven't watched that, so you probably know a lot more at this point.
No, it's pretty much, that's all there is to it. You just take them. I talked to two doctors. One of them is from Canada, and it's legal there to give to people in the end of their life. And that was kind of the talk, because in Canada you can legally opt to be for euthanasia. But if you're a cancer patient who has like 6 months to live, you weren't allowed to legally take psilocybin, which was like, that's insane. So, but either way, it's ridiculous. It's so stupid. But yeah, it is interesting, man. Again, I always say my disclaimer with the psychedelic stuff is like, I do think they're a useful tool. I think they're like, people don't really understand them that well. But the thing I always tell people is like, left by themselves, cool, but in my experience, they need to be matched with like an equally intensive approach to living, scheduling, and like, because people think it's like, oh, I'm taking them and I'm fucking off, and people do that, and I don't think that works well. But when you combine that with like the stuff we're talking about, it can help people who are stuck in like depression, stuff like that, who just can't give themselves that nudge to get out of it. So
that's absolutely what I would say I was using it for, because I was off my schedule of not waking up and doing what I want to do. I wasn't exercising for like 3 weeks, eating like garbage, and I woke up and I was like, I'm just going to take this, but it wasn't the time that I wanted to do my morning routine. I'm just going to start my morning routine with this stuff. Meditated, yoga, workout, green drink, finally, first one in fucking weeks, and it just reset everything. It just completely changed. It completely righted the ship. This week has been so much better since I've like really focused it. So
oh yeah,
cool.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's a huge win. Again, pulling yourself out of the ditches is the best.
Hell yeah!
I just want to, and a little win right here. Let me see if I could. Little blue corn.
Damn,
I grew corn.
dude.
I grew corn on my fucking parents' plot.
That's huge. That's inspiring.
Congratulations, dude.
Tomorrow I gotta go out.
A bunch of little corn. But
awesome.
Also, I actually just want to say one small win that was nested in a small loss. Found out that my cat was I kind of knew, but my parents had undeniable proof that he was the one peeing in the basement. And I just told my dad, like, I'm sorry. I know you're angry. I'm not going to feed into the anger. You pick up all your stuff off the floor. I'll clean the entire floor. I'll make sure everything is good. And we actually have a plan to actually clean this goddamn house now. We just like my parents and I just sat up, just like stood in parts of the room and just talked at each other, got it out, what we need to do, and now we have a plan. So that was one of my biggest year plans, to get this goddamn house clean. And yeah,
awesome.
so
I
took the catalyst of the cat.
I like the comment of it's now undeniable my cat's been peeing. Like was it up for grabs? Like who was peeing in the basement for a while?
So there's a cat. There's another cat. He's 19 years old. So he's on death's row. We're like, oh yeah, it's him. But everything smells like, there were pee spots before. If it smells like pee, a cat will pee everywhere. So it was too far. Like it just went too far, not clean the litter enough. And now we're just like, we have to deal with this now. Yeah. Because my dad literally saw my cat run in, pee, and then run out.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Disgusting with cat's pee. Well, dude,
Great
Troy, you took us out,
we
man.
got. Yeah. Thank y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dudes. Great seeing everybody.
Also,
Later, brother.
we have to do the poll.
Oh yes.
Oh wait, the poll.
I forgot all about that. All right. That's actually easier. Then we can interview people and throw the poll up whoever we talk to. I think that makes everything very easy. And Ray asked to not be on there. Fair and honorable move. All right, dude of the week's up. Troy, Kaizen, Jordan. The poll is up. What we got going on here? Oh, Jordan coming this way. Oh, it's coming. Jordan's coming in 2 votes. Oh, Kaizen sliding in there. Oh, here we go. We got a little dead. No. Oh, we had a deadlock.
Blue corn. I didn't even know there was blue corn.
Yeah, you ever see the blue corn tortilla chips?
No. Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I never really thought that through. Fair enough.
Yeah, but no, it's true, though. You never do see the blue corn in its full form. I believe, let me see here. We got 6. Yeah, there we go. There it is. 11 people. 5 Jordan. Jordan wins.
Jordan, congratulations, brother. You deserve it.
And also, let me know when anyone gets to 4. Let me know. Dude, I have Ray's shirt. I still got to send it. Embarrassingly, it's sitting on my kitchen table. So
all about recommitting, bro.
I'm sending that out. So, Jordan, congratulations, bro. And again, when you get to 4, let me know, and I'll send out the personalized shirt. Just because, you have to celebrate it. You got to celebrate.
Absolutely.
Dude of the month, dude. Come on.
All right, brother. Thank you, guys. Great seeing y'all. Have a great weekend.
Later on.